to keep him out there. But that was just a rough moment for Diamond Skin. They just lost way too much ground early on.
Showing the true power of Mana Addict, man. Just being able to live through a Pulse Bomb is a strong pickup there for a Kael'thas. And Mana putting that on full display. All right, so going into game number 2, Diamond Skin. What do they have to do to find a way to beat Fnatic? Pray?
You don't have to pray. I mean, they showed some great games so far against Liquid, but they have to, I feel, just take control over the game a bit earlier. They had a couple of good moments here. Fnatic was just able to pick the kills. Fnatic from the get-go started to dominate the situation by having better wave clear, controlling a rotation between mid-top, and they drove a wedge between the team of Diamond Skin that made it very hard for them to get a coordinated attack going. And then they invaded the bot camp, which was also very crucial. It was just a bit too telegraphed where Diamond Skin was. So Fnatic exploited the early game, got 5 kills ago and one very early on. And then with the turn-ins was just able to make their plays here. And a problem was that Tracer just didn't have the same impact as, let's say, in the series before, where Shrimpy on Method side could with Tracer always get kills against the backline. In this game, everybody was just watching out for Tracer. The last 2 picks for Fnatic, I think, were very crucial to shutting down these plays. Having ETC in there for the power slide, having the roots, and also the gravity lapse from Kael'thas allowed them to really just cripple the impact that Tracer had when she tried to make her plays in the backline. So that made it very difficult. So I think from a draft perspective, it was already a very good answer to the Tracer first pick that we saw.
I want to know if Diamond Skin will try to grab some layered CC on this battleground as they move into Infernal Shrines. One of the things that Diamond Skin did well against Team Liquid is they played ETC and had the Mosh Pit follow-ups after a Dragon's Arrow or some kind of engage right away. Fnatic bans out ETC though, making it a bit difficult for Diamond Skin to get that coordination that we had last week. It was 2 out of their 3 wins, I believe, they had with ETC.
So, for Diamond Skin, you mean?
Yeah, for Diamond Skin against Team Liquid.
Yeah, Diamond Skin right now is 3-3 on ETC. So they're 50% win ratio. They play him a lot, 6 times overall. And for now, if Diamond Skin bans out Abathar, it means again that we have Genji around, that we have also Hanzo still in play. And the question remains, how far up will we see Tyrael? So far, he has been picked most of the time in the 1-2 position. Is he going to be a first pick for Fnatic here? It's a great map for him.
I mean, Law & Order has shown how strong it can be around the Shrine phase. I think we first saw it with actually Breeze himself on this battleground last week.
Yep.
So, wouldn't mind seeing that. Following up, there's also still Tracer help available. Tracer falls off a little bit on this battleground, not being able to sustain in those team fights, but the deadliness of her cannot be ignored. Greymane will be Fnatic's first choice instead.
So, how does Diamond Skin play this now? Tyrael and Uther are 2 of the heroes that you traditionally would love to play with Greymane, that combo very well with him. Diamond Skin could attempt to take both of them away. They played Uther, by the way, just 1 time, and that was a win for them, which is actually a pretty big deal considering that they have only 3 wins total so far. So it would be a good start for them into the draft, but they still have to find heroes then later on they can combo off well with them. That could maybe be an aggressive melee assassin. Greymane is already taken away. Fnatic themselves have a huge focus on Greymane usually. They play Greymane in 60% of their games, and they have currently a 78% win ratio with Greymane. Played 9 times, 7 out of those 9 games they were able to win. But Diamond Skin needs now to at least take one of the 2 heroes that combo with Greymane away from them, if not both. So I expect either Tyrael or Uther, maybe even the 2 of them, but there's also still Hanzo and Genji around for the pickup. And they go Malfurion and Gul'dan. They let both go. Wow.
So believing in the strength of Rosmeg on that Gul'dan and the Horrifies, Diamond Skin taking a bit of gamble here.
I am really curious to see how Fnatic is playing this. I can totally see them with a Tyrael and an Uther at this point. You still have enough damage later on. They can, for example, still drop Kael'thas here. Yes, they play a lot of Gul'dan on the map, and Gul'dan is amazing. But we have seen what Mane can do with Kael'thas, and this is a hero that they historically played on Infernal Shrines as they just did on Tomb. So that's another great map for him. Then they can also always throw in another solo laner quite easily for Bad Benny. They can play around Arthas, for example, which they are still undefeated with, 6-0. Or they can go into Leoric, which has been a hero that might not have the best win rate for them, considering, but overall is something that they really like to play, so they are very confident in their abilities here.
The options are fully open. If they want, they can just go ahead and leave one up too and ban it out later. They actually pick up the Rhaegar and move into Tyrael. That means if they would like to, they can ban out Uther if they have any fear of him being picked up for Diamond Skin. Diamond Skin will now go through their ban phase and figure out what they want to get rid of. But even if KT gets banned out, Kelthos, sorry for you at home that have a different meaning for KT. I mean, there's still Li Ming up and available, which we've seen comboed with the Grey main to get those resets.
You're just setting me up for these things. Rhaegar over Uther. They have played Rhaegar once, and they won the game. Again, normally you would expect Uther here. I think it's just an adjustment where they are saying, hey, there is probably going to be too much. First of all, we have Lightning Shield with it. That helps us with the Shrine. Second of all, there will be a lot of AoE. It's easier to exploit Uther on the other side than Rhaegar, so I feel that might play a role here, that they're trying to get a bit more AoE heal in. So I don't mind it too much, as long as they have one of the two, either Uther or Tyrael with Greymane, I'm happy with that. And with Tyrael and Rhaegar, they have a very strong composition. So they still agree with the Tyrael plus support setup, but they choose to go for Rhaegar over Uther. Can still play ban Uther out if they really wanted to. Diamond Skin was a bit worried that with the setup that they already have, Fnatic would become even more aggressive and pick Anubarak. We know that Fnatic has a pretty high priority on Anubarak and also a very good win ratio. Played 6 times and won 5 out of the 6 games. So Fnatic, when they can pick Anubarak, are usually very scary opponent to face, since they dive in deep and then use the Cocoon, drive the fight away from it. And if you have Tyrael in this set, it makes it even harder for your opponent to play around that, unless you have, let's say, Li Ming, who can burn the Cocoon down really quickly. So I can totally understand that. Still leaves Fnatic with possibly Leoric or Arthas to be taken for Bad Benny, unless, of course, Breeze puts in Diablo and we see Bad Benny again on Tyrael. So there's so much flexibility on Fnatic's side right now that it makes it very scary for Diamond Skin.
Diamond Skin have to figure out what they want to move into themselves here. Hans has been banned out, which has been a mainstay for them lately. Gul'dan, however, will be the hero for Rosmek. So we're looking for somebody for Darkmonk that could be picked up. Uther is still up and available, but they do have Malfurion, can still run that with solo support, and maybe Uther just gets through this draft completely. It's a matter of trying to figure out what they want to move into.
Yeah, it was for a few things. I was also thinking about potentially picking up Dehaka and trying to play more of a global game, but Diamond Skin hasn't even played Dehaka yet in 2018.
Yeah, their main global was at Falstad, and that fell off pretty quickly.
Yeah, the attempts with Falstad didn't really work out too well for them. I doubt that they go and use him here. They take Arthas, I don't mind that, and Tychus. So if you expect Diablo, for example, to be taken here, first of all, Odin. Fantastic.
Yep.
But also it's a bit of a deterrent if Fnatic was thinking about Diablo as the main tank and putting Bad Benny on Tyrael as they did in the last game.
Fnatic need to consider what they want to move into. Diablo? Is there a fear if they pick up Diablo?
Sorry?
If there's a fear for Fnatic picking up Diablo, could Diamond Skin just go into Malthael as well, or would that be a little bit too squishy? I think you just completely take Diablo off the table.
I don't think you have to.
Yeah?
Because Malthael has only Malfurion to assist him here. There would also be Arthas in a main tank position. That would feel a bit weird in the setup right now. You don't have to go Diablo though. It's just one of those things where Fnatic has the flexibility to pull it off, but now that they see Tychus, they can go away from it.
Yeah.
They could play Diablo with Tyrael, they could play Leoric again, they can even go into Blaze if they wanted to. So there's a ton of options that they currently have. Any top laner will do for them, and then Breeze on the main tank position, unless they feel that another full tank would help them more. But as we see, Kelthas, we talked about him earlier, perfect replacement for them, as Gul'dan is now taken away. And then Leoric, we've seen them play a huge amount of Leoric on this map.
And then go for those picks towards the end with that silence on the 20. Diamond Skin gonna need their 5th pick. Maybe a stronger front line could be good for them here. Dehaka?
You would still expect the main tank. Arthas can be played as the main tank. They could, for example, also play Blaze as a main tank, and then set either Blaze or Arthas to the top. Muradin is still around, and the combo with Arthas and Muradin was played for a long time. Doesn't have the most wave clear on the Shrine, but he can capitalize with his level 7 talent on Arthas slow on the Frozen Tempest, get the extra damage out there, and it's a very beefy front line that would be able to protect Gul'dan on Tychus.
If this was a week ago, I would say Sonya, but she feels like she's been completely taken out of Europe due to her nerfs. Even though you keep talking about the R at this point, it's going to be the Malthael.
Malthael taken, so that means that Arthas is in the main tank position, and that Malthael is only supported by Malfurion here. Not sure how much I like that. Malthit is great, and I feel this is by far his best map, and it's also the map where I see him the most. But oftentimes he needs someone that can help keep him alive, and right now that could be difficult. Also Malthiel, if Tyrael uses Sanctification really well, is going to have a rough time when he starts engaging with the Tormented Souls. If that's the moment when Tyrael drops the Sanct, they can gang up on him pretty quickly.
Still a lot of firepower, though, for Diamond Skin between Malthiel, Tychus, and Gul'dan.
Yeah.
So they can shred shrines, they can commit to shrines too, which is what they are really intended to do. Make sure to pop the Odin around level 10, level 15 on the minions that you're picking up, and then from there just take over the shrine and win it. But if they don't win it, that's where Fnatic can force those fights and make things happen. But for last week against Team Liquid, Diamond Skin did a good job of making sure to win the shrines.
Neither of the teams has played Malthiel so far, so for Fnatic, they haven't really played him yet. For Diamond Skin, this is going to be the first time. You can really tell that they're starting to change their MO a little bit with the heroes that they are playing. So from one week to another, they definitely adapt here. And yeah,
let's do it.
That could work out for them here.
Game number 2, as we move in, Fnatic taking on Diamond Skin. Fnatic is up 1-0. Diamond Skin hoping to change that up.
Yeah, Diamond Skin with the attempt to tie the series as they start on Infernal Shrines to the left side with Wolfjaw and Malfurion, Roskmag on Gul'dan, Darkmog on Tychus, Nanda on Malthiel, and Robodoba on Arthas.
On the right side in the red, Fnatic. Breeze playing Tyrael, Bad Benny on Leo, Quatnix on Greymane, Mene on Kel'Thas, and Smexy on Rhaegar.
Time to shine here once again. Just with another victory on Kel'Thas, we saw Fnatic go up 4-0 with the hero. This is the opportunity for Mene to put out an even bigger statement and make that a 5-0. Tyrael, as mentioned before, also still undefeated in the hands of Fnatic. They're sitting at 5-0 with him at this point. And now we have Arthas as the main tank. To the top already, Nanda actually starting to rotate into the middle. Fnatic hiding right now, not really engaging into any kind of 5 versus 5 mid lane shenanigans.
New talent level 1 here for Rhaegar. Colossal Totem being picked up, increasing the area and the range of Earthbind Totem.
We saw that actually from Smexy yesterday as well. So they played that, and then of course the synergy that you have with your level 16. Going a little bit more old school. That was one of the combos of all that we saw in nearly every single game, up to the point where, of course, the lightning bonds took precedence, and once that was taken away, most Rhaegar players started to go into Wolf Run instead. But the Earthgrass Totem combo is back.
Gonna watch Rhaegar and see how he pulls that off. Good against melees, but also good if you're able to get on that back line. Gul'dan having a hard time to escape with that 16 combo that was talked about by Caldor. Fire coming out here from Fnatic as they are opening up quickly on the Mercenary camps at the bottom. They do a rotation from the middle to the bottom lane and then straight to the Mercs, and they just destroy it before Diamond Skin even sees it.
I'm getting a little bit concerned these days that you are like one of these closet pyromaniacs. You've been talking a lot about fire recently. I understand that Blaze is in the game right now, but it starts to worry me. Every single time you see a Diablo, you see a Blaze, or you see Kel'Thas, you get this giddy expression on your face.
Yeah.
And I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Tim.
Secretly, it just comes down to that Just Ice thing I said earlier. I'm hoping that you'll say it. I just keep propping you up over and over again. I'm like, maybe he'll catch my joke and he'll say it. And then once Caldor says it, it's a real joke.
Is that a thing now?
No, it's not a thing.
Once the
I respect you, Caldor, but when I look towards humor, I don't lift you up.
Once the unfunny Germans go in on the joke, then you know it's real.
Then it's hilarious. Well.
When even they get it.
Yeah. Fnatic up here in experience, 4-4. Looking pretty solid so far. Gonna be setting up for the Merc camp on here, with the bottom shrine being the one that will be contested soon. Grabbing these Merc camps as early as possible can be good for your teams, and both are matching. Diamond Skin grabs theirs, Fnatic as well to the top right, finishing up now.
Yeah, very slow start into this one. Not too much rotation happening for kills in the early stages. Just a few little skirmishes, nothing crazy. But now we have the shrines up. And this is another map where you would expect on level 13 Law and Order to be taken for Tyrael, just to get that cooldown reduction so that you get your shield out even faster. In case you haven't really paid attention too much on the Tyrael changes, his level 1 is one of the most important talents right now with Justice for All, just providing even more shield power to the allies around you. And once you get a cooldown reduction also for it, is of course fantastic, since you will be like Tyrael talks turns into this big half support. He's a massive enabler. It's going to enable the plays. Talking about plays, up at the top, Nanda is starting to go in against Bad Benny, but the rotation is headed his way. Very likely that he's escaping here though, able to get behind the gate, and that means that Fnatic started to give up the Shrine, where we have Diamondskin actively trying to get the lead with the minions.
I mean, if I'm them, I'm content with giving up that Shrine. They are making a big push up here in the top lane with that. Mercamp helping out. They should be able to start putting some damage on that fort. Diamondskin should respawn back soon, and they do. They send Arthas up and Malfurion, which makes Fnatic back up a little bit, but still, hefty damage on that fort. Maybe even more than the Punisher will get on the bottom lane.
Yeah, and they're going in again. Smexi's already on the move, and they're jumping on under. Malfurion is starting to make his way over, but this fort is taking serious damage here. Maybe not falling yet, but it is up for grabs at any point when Fnatic decides to commit.
It's quite wounded, that is for sure. 7 in a quarter for experience. Diamondskin about to hit 7 themselves. They'll be able to make up for that experience gap that has just occurred by Fnatic by grabbing this Punisher. They are 1 minion off. Just waiting it out as they soak up the lanes. They give time for Malfield to push in the top, time for Arthas in the middle, and eventually they will commit.
Yeah, they can at any point just do that. Fnatic is, of course, just trying to force their hand right now. Going in and starting to steal a few of those stacks away, and that will force Diamondskin to go in and take the last minion before they lose out on it. But they can still grab one quick camp at the bottom, and that really helps them here. Both of the teams are on level 7 now. And there we go. Arcane Punisher early on goes in. Mana takes a few hits from Gul'dan here, so he needs to be cautious.
Punisher jumping in. Tyrael baits it over well. Robodobo falls up into a Howling Blast. Nothing too opened up. Diamondskin wanting to get a little bit more, though, than just experience. They're pushing with the Punisher, and it's about to hop in soon. Fnatic spreads out to make sure not many targets will get hit, and there it is. There's a hop. Robodobo jumps in. Breeze making sure Quacknick's fine as Bad Benny comes around the back left to threaten a pinch.
Yeah, scares them a bit because that was a very aggressive move forward by Diamondskin, trying to create the space here for the camp to do even more damage. And the well falls. That's already nothing too insane, but once we have another Shrine at the bot lane, it's definitely a nice advantage for Diamondskin if they can hold on to their own, so they have a retreat point where they can go for a quick reset and re-engage into the fight itself. So Diamondskin is starting to push out a bit more aggressively, trying to take the initiative in the game.
Good. Want to see that from Diamondskin. The more aggressive that they show, it seems to be they play a little bit better when they're feeling confident.
Oh, nice. Malfield trying to rotate up for the XP, and immediately Quacknix and Smexy are present. The Wolfpack is there, trying to shut him down and slow the rotation. And now Nande has to move out there. Wolfjoy is coming in, so he's helping out too. Smexy, that's his opportunity to make sure that Quacknix doesn't fall, but Quacknix might actually be a bit too far out. Nande is following it up, and they get the kill.
Turns around and gets a couple of cocktail stacks as well, but Diamondskin catching Greyman red-handed. They get 10 first.
I really like the way they were trying to slow down the rotation. It's just they got too greedy and wanted to kill him too, and that made them overcommit. And once that we saw Greyman too far out, the rotation of Diamondskin had an opportunity to drop him, and that's what they did. So right now, Fnatic and Diamondskin matched evenly in experience, both on 10. But that was the first kill of the game. First blood to Diamondskin. 6 minutes and 30 seconds into it.
And neither team has lost a fort. Fnatic's gotten more damage on the fort, the top left, but it's still standing, just barely. Nande will be its protector, doing his best to make sure it stays alive. As Fnatic will find other avenues to open up the map. Would love to mirror what they have done on the bottom side as Diamondskin's taken it with her well. But no major hurry, as the next Punisher will be spawning to the very far north of the map. But 10 is here for both of our teams. Leoric gets it in 2. That's where Fnatic will turn up the heat.
Yeah, now we have a reciprocate taken again for Breeze. So the level 7 talent just continuing to switch between the two. With Greyman, you could have made the argument for the auto attack speed, as we've seen on the last map when Bad Benny played the hero. But now in the main tank position, they decided against it, so they have that AoE shield damage.
Breeze really likes that talent.
Yeah, he does.
He was using that the other day as well. So that's 7, mixing in with Law and Order at 13. Howling Blast comes out, big push from Diamondskin. Fnatic meets it right away. Slow in terms of fights, but definitely up in the macro as both our teams are trying to stay evenly matched. And Diamondskin's hanging in there against Fnatic, which is something to commend.
Yeah, they're doing for now, but we also haven't really seen too many big team fights yet, as Fnatic was willing to give up the first objective. And we oftentimes see the second one also just negated. I love that Nande stays safe here. They lost vision, so Nande says, well, I'm not moving out here. You can do whatever you want, but I'm going to stay behind that gate and going to wait. And that was the perfect call. Trying to go for Mene. He has Robodobo moves in, dropping the army immediately. Nande goes in now too. That's an opportunity for Fnatic to take the fight, but they are actually just saying, you know what? You just burned one of your ults. We don't really care. We're going to move out. And then Arthas will not have his heroic available for the fight. And here comes an Entomb against Nanda. The bullet comes out and a quick kill attempt against him is successful. Malthael dead, Arthur's without an ult, and that's all that Fnatic needed, immediately starting the rotation to the top to fight for the Punisher.
That was a quick kill. Fnatic being able to grab that should allow them to head to the top. There is still Odin available for Diamond Skin, so they don't have to struggle too much. Allow Fnatic to get a couple of these minions. Don't worry too heavily. Wait for your Malthael to come back in. They can pop Odin and try and fight over it. But 13...
Yeah, I doubt that they are going to fight this, because they still are lacking Arthur's ult. And here comes already the damage on Darkmook. They're starting to go in. Horrify being used. Can they save Quack? If Quack falls, it's a different story. But the Ancestral comes through. Smexy keeps him alive. Odin is getting popped. Malthael is coming back in, but Fnatic has 13. Bad Benny moves out, and with already a lead in minion stacks, Fnatic has now a chance to go for it. They have not used a lot. They still have Sanctification ready.
Diamond Skin still has time on Odin, though. Don't have to worry too much. And Tombs comes out. They're looking at Nande on this top right corner. He still has that Tormented Souls if he wants to go in for a full engage. Robodopa finds a nice Howling Blast on top of Tyrael, forcing him to use the Sanctification. But finally, Odin expires and Fnatic comes back in the fight.
Yeah, 33 against 20 minion stacks, and Odin is off. Roskmek has used his ult as well with Gul'dan, and now they're attempting to go for Leoric, but in the meantime, the fight still continues. Great route here, locking down 3. Punisher is taken, Leoric is down, but he'll be back soon, and we have Diamond Skin on the move back. Punisher is going to jump in soon for a stun, and look at the top, there's actually 2 trapped. Nande dropping Tormented Souls right now, a bit late, and he is going to die, and the same fate is also going to wait here for Wolfjo. Both of them are going to fall as the defense of the Punisher has already started, but that's, of course, this hurts.
They didn't have time to seep out and get away from that. The Punisher by itself takes out the fort. Bad Benny's back as well. He's got Entomb, as you just mentioned, hits 2. Landing an engage on top of the Gul'dan and Arthas. Arthas with Icebound Fortitude trying to be the bodyguard for Gul'dan, and it's just enough. Punisher about to wind up for a jump, though. Needs to be careful. Tychus is going to be the target.
Yeah, Horrify was being used, and that pushed Mena far way back that he couldn't go in for the kills. He still lands a Flame Strike, but he's not able to deliver the final blow then. But still, great position. And look at Greyman, he's not even here. He moved already all the way down, caught the experience in the mid lane and at the bot lane. Fnatic is now a level ahead, has taken the fort out at the top. Well done here.
Things is looking good for Fnatic. Big cleanup. Diamond Skin making a small mistake, leaving 2 people on the back line, and Fnatic runs with it.
I could have really seen Diamond Skin not try and fight because they were already very far behind, and just simply say, save Odin for the defense. Let them get the Punisher and then pop Odin to defend.
Which they've done in the past.
Yeah.
Against their keeps.
It's the 2 options that you have. So we've seen both of these plays in the past. One argument is you give up the Shrine because it's too hard for you to get it, and you just use Odin as a defensive tool. Or, of course, you try to pop it to try and gain control of it and win it after all. But Diamond Skin was a bit too far behind, and so they couldn't quite make that work. Darkmook is insanely low and barely not dying here, but that was an explosive attack by Fnatic as they moved in with the Cursed Bullet.
And they catch a Malfurion. Malfurion here, Wolf doesn't use Ice Block, but he should be getting killed off. Mane has a perfect flank on the side. Body blocks him in, too, with that big old cape he has. Gets another pickup, 16 right around the corner, and Fnatic continuing to find kills. Bad Benny was able to push in top lane, which means someone has to run over there and defend it.
Really well played by Fnatic again. The quick and aggressive move towards Tychus, trying to drop him. Not successful, but then immediately turning the attention towards Malfurion, and he's a bit too far out. He drops the Ice Block, but in this case, Ice Block only delaying the inevitable. There was just nothing for him to do here. And again, the pressure against structures. So now we have another fort extremely low. Fnatic has level 16 talents. Diamond Skin is still on 15.5. So another edge for the team in red.
They'll siege away. Fort finally falls. Gets a little bit of damage on that well. Well still is up. May have to kill that a little bit later on. But Fnatic hoping to open up this middle side of the map. If they can open up here, it makes it much easier for them to take the next Punisher. They don't want to be in a spot where Diamond Skin can tap a well. Breeze doing his best to focus it down. Yeah. There it is. This is all a play for the objective.
Shroud of Wisdom on level 13 for Malthael, so armor for him. New Steel Coating for Tychus. A lot of this is really centering around the idea that Diamond Skin realizes, hey, we need something to stay alive here. When these Entombs drop and when the Gravity Lapse hits home, we need to somehow keep the target alive long enough because Fnatic is trying to get these quick kills. So as long as they can do that, they have a good chance there. Even going away from the inevitable end, which we oftentimes see taken on Malthael, So let's find out if Diamond Skin can maybe win the third Punisher, because they at least got the 16 talent. They are fighting on even talents with Fnatic now, and that opens up opportunities for them.
They find a Tyrael, they lock him down, drop down the root. No silence. Some teams usually walking up the Twilight Dream and try to focus down that Tyrael, but that is not the call here for Diamond Skin. They still have Odin up. Darkmont positions to the top left as he has to clear out the wave that Leoric is pushing in. But this gives a chance for Fnatic to start the Shrine, which if they get a lead, it makes it much harder for that Odin to be effective.
Yeah, and right now they have taken the lead, but we already see Diamond Skin pulling ahead, going for 10. Taking position with Arthur's here, Roboto by the front. Leoric is starting to move in now as well. So trying to see if he can maybe drop that Entomb that we've seen earlier. Phoenix has not been committed yet, and here's the Odin. Dartmouth going for the Odin. They have 20 stacks. Mena already going straight for him. Gravity Lapse is hitting, and it's hitting hard. Nanda not popping Torment and Souls yet, but already waiting for an opportunity here. Roots on the ground in the back. Howling Blast comes in. Bad Benny with the Ominous Wraith, looking for a chance to reduce the damage output.
He hops on top of Leoric, gets the Drain Hope. There comes the Entomb. It's going to be on Nande. Robodoba getting focused down here. Low on health. The heals are coming out just in time. Quacknix at the same time gets a money Ancestor healing.
Yeah, but Benny on the other hand is extremely low and nearly falling here. Dodges the Howling Blast at least for now. But we have Diamond Skin taking the Punisher. Can Fnatic get the kill? Fnatic takes the Punisher, my bad, and they are also looking for the kill at the same time. They don't find the kill, but they can push with the objective now. And they still have a massive camp push up at the top that Diamond Skin just has to react to now.
They have to react to that, and they also react to the Punisher. The Punisher in the middle is going to get pushed in by Bad Benny and the Punisher. Oh my golly, there is no longer a Malfurion on the field. Where'd he go?
He just disappeared.
Wow, not a bug.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty crazy move here, and now Malphite is dead as well. I don't think that Diamond Skin expected Fnatic to rotate top so quickly.
And they did. No signification up for 60 seconds, but I don't think they'll need it. Three already dead, Arthur's coming out. Mana does not allow for you to escape. He hits every Gravity Lapse.
Fnatic just went for core and realized that the keep was still there. They just got the third kill and they're like, all right, boys, let's end it. And then they were like, wait, we can't attack that thing. What's happening? It's like, oh, the keep is still alive.
Darkmont and Robodoba are going to do their best to try and defend here, but with 5 members up of Fnatic, it looks very difficult to do so. Quacknix is kiting backwards, the core is falling, and that is that. Fnatic gets a 2-0 over Diamond Skin.
Well done here. Fnatic taking the game, and they are now 4-1 on Infernal Shrines. Winning another game. Also still undefeated with Tyrael, still undefeated when playing Kael'thas. Great job by them. Diamond Skin trying to fight back and finding a couple of cool moments here, but Fnatic with that last Punisher just ended it very, very quickly.
I love the patience around the Odin too. They know the game plan of Diamond Skin. Diamond Skin showed it last week. It's very typical when you have an Odin, they're going to try and take away the Shrine. They did what they could to grab a few of the minions, but made sure not to actually fully engage until the Odin expired, and that allowed for them to win 2 Punishers in a row and eventually move forward and take the game. So big play here by Fnatic.
Yeah, and they're looking strong. 2-0, one more game, and they win another series and take another big step towards playing at the Western Clash. So, as we said before, they're currently 13-4 in map wins. So losing the series against Zealots was, of course, a pretty big blow to their plan for 2018, and they've been talking about it quite openly, saying that this was not quite the loss that they really thought could happen. But Zealots played well, they struggled, and we heard that they, for example, plan on changing a few things around the shot calling as well, just to give it a bit of a try if they switch from Quacknix to Benny, who of course was the shot caller for his old team, if that has an impact on the playstyle. I could even see them at some point just switching it depending on who they go up against and see, okay, we need a different playstyle right now today if it works out for them. But it's cool to see that they are willing to experiment with it.
Yeah, well, Diamond Skin experimenting. We'll see if they have any more in the bag here as we move into game number 3. We'll be right back after this commercial break to watch it unfold.